G'day guys, PBX here, I'm back and my wife tells me I play way too many video games. Now today what I'm doing is I'm bringing you something that I don't think anyone's ever done on YouTube. I might be wrong, but what I'm trying to do today is actually show you a domination game from the perspective of two fairly decent players, I suppose. What you're seeing now, you're seeing a gentleman that's on my friends list, LG-Stigma, and the other player is obviously going to be myself. What you're going to find during this video, you're going to see the power of holding down choke points. You're going to see two slightly different play styles complement each other really well, and you're going to see an effective strategy on how to play domination on this particular map, being lockdown. Now, what you notice right at the start, Stiggy, as we'll call him, automatically takes that power room, the power room that I'm just running into now. The team that holds that room during domination is the team that's going to win the match regardless. So what you're going to see is you're going to see that he plays quite defensive in this room. What his goal is to occupy this room for as long as possible until we had the B flag, and then he can actually control, based on which end of the building that he's in, whether or not he wants to cover A, B or C. What you're seeing me do is I made a very aggressive push towards the A flag because A and B is the most effective combo in this particular map. Now, me, Stiggy, and we've also got another friend in this party, NT Chris. We're communicating on the mics continuously, trying to tell each other where the enemy is actually spawning, and what this is doing is this is basically keeping Stiggy alive. If he knows which side of that building the enemies are going to be coming from, and you're going to see him kill enemies from all different angles there, but if he understands exactly where they're coming from, not only based on the flag and which ones we hold, which ones the enemy holds, but also you're going to it's going to be quite effective us giving those call outs. Now, Sticky goes on a pretty amazing kill streak here, holding down this room, and what I'm doing is I'm basically playing the support slayer role. So you're seeing a little bit of versatility here between the two players. Sticky likes to use a silenced weapon. He's using one without a red dot in this particular game. Nice little kill there. And what I'm doing is I'm using a silencer as well, but I'm using the G36 with a red dot sight. Now, because I'm acting as the support slayer, having that red dot sight is going to give me more effect from longer ranges, whereas I mean, Stiggy's just simply using the silencer, and that's going to help him out in those close quarter battles. So it's, I mean, the game, we absolutely dominate these kids. What you're seeing here is you're seeing the two of us working together to cut off anyone breaking for the A flag. I'm going to break for the A flag and try and hold on to it for as long as possible, and you're going to see me fail in just a second. I didn't actually know how many of them were there, and unfortunately get picked off and cost myself a triple spray. As you see here, I mean, Stiggy picks that up that I've died, so he comes back over and he's covering the two choke points that come from the A flag now. So this is giving me enough time, because we're spawning at C while we hold C. This is giving me enough time to run as quickly as I can back towards this area of the map and continue to basically take a dump on these kids, is the nicest way to put it. Okay, I've managed to come... actually, it's Stiggy here again. He gets a nice little double kill then. I kept trying and keep the camera on him for most of it, because you do get a little bit of a surprise from him a little bit later on. But as you can see, I mean, it's the same effective strategy each and every time. Someone who is a very good slayer needs to hold this building, needs to be told which side of the map the enemy is spawning on, because even though you are holding, we are holding A and B at this particular point in time, anything can change. Our teammates can push too far, can flip the spawn, that kind of thing. So communication is definitely the key when you're running in a party. Now, what else is there to say about this part of it? He sees that he's flashed here, and what he does, he actually backs up into a corner and aims down sight where he expects the enemy to be in. Now, if you're, and there's the MOAB, I suppose, if you're expecting an enemy to be running through an area, what you want to be doing is you want to be aiming down sight through that area, because they have to take the time to then stop running, pull up their sight and start shooting, whereas you're already ready to shoot. So that's why guys like Stiggy win so many gunfights. He manages to catch a lot of people in high traffic areas, and as you've probably noticed throughout the video, he seems to shoot at a lot of players that are running. On the other hand, I like to take other players out of positions of advantage. So using that red dot allows me to pick off, guys from range and guys that, have only got limited exposure, so their head is usually the only thing that's showing. Stiggy, using this silenced M.o.a.b, he's able to hold down more significant choke points, ones that require a little bit less precision to actually be able to dominate that area. You actually see him make a bit of a mistake there, and he does actually make this mistake a couple of times throughout the gameplay. Now, I haven't played a lot with Stiggy, so I don't really know if it's something that, I haven't really seen a lot of his video anyway, but I don't know if that's a mistake that he makes quite commonly. What you're going to see that he dies in doorways a fair bit, and what he needs to be doing is actually backing off that doorway a little bit and allowing that enemy to be running through that area and enable a lot easier kills. If you're always having bullets put onto you because you're always standing indoors, be aware that you're standing in that door. And what I want you to do is back up a little bit. You'll see I actually use cover pretty effectively here and take two guys out of the position that the Stiggy's dominated throughout the match. Stiggy calls in the MOAB and does a bit of a ballerina act. I thought I'd give him a bit of shit regarding that, but actually, here's another really good example. If he had been more patient, if he had waited back in that hallway, you would have seen that he would have killed that guy with ease. Instead, he does suffer another death. I mean, he's a very good player. He suffers very little deaths anyway, but if there's I've pretty much only got two critiques with his particular play style, and one is that he does tend to push a little bit too far forward when he knows that people are coming through the doorway, and only sometimes anyway. A nice little stab there. And the other is that as he's actually aiming down sight, what he should actually even attempt to implement in his game is he wants to try and eliminate the idle sway of the rifle. Now, to eliminate the idle sway of the rifle, and I do it a fair bit as well with the red dot, is that you don't want to be aiming down sight the entire time. You can actually feather the left trigger, if you will, and what feathering the left trigger is actually going to do is actually going to reset the gun's idle sway. A lot of you guys might not know, but the longer that you're actually aiming down sight, the more idle sway your gun's actually going to have. So a good little trick is, as I said, is to feather that left button, and what that'll do is that'll keep you zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out, and that will actually eliminate a lot of that idle sway. Now, when you've got two fairly good slayers on the team, both running a silencer, you have the potential to score massive scores. And by that I mean I'm able to dominate one side of the map or one side of the choke point. He's able to dominate the other side of the choke point, and the enemy has absolutely no idea how many of us are there. Nice little miss there, Stiggy, by the way. I saw him on the C flag. I think you end up cleaning him up anyway. Yeah, you do. Thank God for that. When you've got two guys who are very good slayers running a silencer, they can dominate the same area but completely different lines of sight. And what that enables us to do is effectively hold the A and the B flag for a very long period of time, forcing the enemy into the C flag. Once they're in the C flag, because we're playing with some randoms as well, they do get out a couple of times due to, them pushing a little bit too far in the spawn, but you're still getting the overall effect of how to complement another person's play style. You're seeing him patrolling this building. This building is absolutely key. I've actually now moved into this building as well because we do hold the A and the B flag. I'm able to cover the A flag while he's covering C, or vice versa. And if you've got two guys in this particular building, in the building that I've just left, obviously, if you've got two guys who know what they're doing in that building, you've already won the match. So, if you take anything from this particular film, if you will, make sure that it is that you do need to hold this building. On lockdown, you can't win domination without holding it. So make that a primary objective, to dominate that building, to own it. Have two guys in there, both with silencers, one with a little bit more range, if you will, and you're going to find that it's going to be a very effective strategy throughout the entire game. Now, that's the end of the game, guys. The final score for Stiggy today is going to be a 50-something and 4, and for myself it's going to be a 30-something and 4, but we generally tend to alternate between the ladder topping when we're in the game together. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to rate, comment and subscribe. I hope you understand this video's taken ages to make, so taking 2 seconds out of your day to click like is a massive help. Apart from that, guys, thanks for watching the video. See you next time.